Hello again. Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica to Expert. So, I hope you guys had a great weekend. I actually had a pretty busy weekend, in fact. And I did end up spending a little bit of time going around the server and kind of cleaning up some lag sources. TPS is better, but I'm going to continue on working on it tonight. So, just kind of like fine-tuning some little setups and tweaking some things and kind of clearing out some old stuff, you know, from old bases that no longer play anymore, and removing their chunk loads and things like that. So, but anyway, since last episode, I have finally put stairs here, so we have actual stairs that kind of come down. This area is not done, but we do have some stairs there. Over here, if you managed to catch the stream the other night, it was a very, very late stream, but for those of you that watch the streams and you're curious, internet issues are just, I don't know. I mean, I looked and looked and looked the other day. I called all the possible providers that could possibly provide to this area. None of them can. The only other one that really can has, you know, a data cap that I would eat in like 2 days. That's the worst thing. So I'm stuck with this like really bad internet. So streams will just be kind of when I can do a stream sort of a thing. Because I'm very, very limited by that at the moment. But if you caught the stream the other night, you know that we were working on this section, right? Well, not this section in particular, but we were working over here. And we finally have, we have an area down here. Instead of it just being this like little like 4 wide section that you squeeze through to get over to the Thaumcraft area, you know, we were working on this on stream and really kind of cleaning up a lot of this. I need to put like a torch right there just so that grass will spread. And this is mostly all living rock. And, you know, we came up with this little design using the arches. Very, very different type design, but actually we all kind of liked it, so we stuck with it. And then the moss kind of comes down right there. This little corner section, still have to do that, but that's the main thing through here, and then just adding like little small detail stuff. You know, we built out this section and the supports that come up. Down here, let me actually kick on night vision for a minute. We worked on this section. So we have it where it kind of is brought down, and then there's like a, let's turn this off. There's a little room area here. You know, originally I talked about, well, maybe we'll just use it for decorative, like looking up. But I think I'm actually going to use it for something. I'm just not sure what at the moment. And then we did kind of the same thing, you know, down here. So brought it down. And it was funny because a few people said it kind of reminded them of the Mines of Moria from Lord of the Rings. So, but this room has to be expanded a lot in both directions, and then we're going to have that like tree section from the Thaumcraft area is going to kind of come down. And this is actually going to be a very, very large area once it's all done. And we add some water there. Over here, if you're wondering what this area is going to be, Astral Sorcery. Down here at the bottom of the world. And I know I talked about this on stream, but I'll quickly, since I've shown you what this is going to be. This is eventually going to be Astral Sorcery. And we are currently at Y level 8. Okay? Now, my idea, I know you're probably thinking, Asgard, you're insane. Like, Astral Sorcery, I know it's more efficient when you build it up at, like, Y120, and, you know, we're going to have issues. I mean, we have to make sure it can see the starlight down here, or see the sky, and, you know, all that stuff. I know. But, like I said in the stream, my thinking is, every time that I've used Astral Sorcery, every time that I've seen somebody use Astral Sorcery, every time that Astral Sorcery has been used on our servers, it is always stuck up high, on a hill, just multi-blocks built out. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to decorate these multi-blocks out so that they match the theme of the build. They're not just going to be just the multi-block and that's it. We're going to build them out with architecture craft and some chisels and bits and, you know, some different blocks and kind of spruce them up so they match the theme that we're going for down here. And we're going to kind of take Astral Sorcery and we're going to turn it up on its head and just show that we can, you know, we don't have to always stick this up on top of a mountain or up on top of a castle or up on top of, you know, whatever. We can stick this down in the bowels of the earth and it will work. And it will work fine for us. So, of course, starting it, we're going to have to start, you know, we started Astral Sorcery in the Twilight Forest. You always, even when I'm building up on a hill, I tend to start Astral Sorcery somewhere else. You know, wherever there's a star field, I tend to start there, and then I end up moving it once I have access to crystal collectors. And we kind of have to do the same thing here, but that's okay. We can still pull it off, and it's going to be something different. You don't normally see Astral Sorcery areas down inside of a cave underground, but that's where ours is going to be. So, as far as this build goes, if you were not on the stream, basically the idea I have in my head is this is going to be loosely based on the Shrine of Amara from Dark Souls 2. Now, if you play Dark Souls 2, that's the really, really big cave section that you go down into that's like kind of flooded, and there's like a little pathway that kind of runs through it, and it's like a deep, deep, deep cave, massive cavern with all like the glowing blue and stuff. That's what we're going to kind of loosely base this off of. So if you ever played Dark Souls 2, or you've seen, it's a beautiful, absolutely beautiful area. It's not going to be exactly replicating it, but that's what we're going to go with. And if you're familiar with that area, you know that this cavern section is going to have to get expanded a lot. It's going to be a huge, huge section. And I also decided where the blood magic area is going to be. It's actually going to connect into this area, but we'll get into that later. It's going to be kind of different. It's going to be kind of unique, I think. So, but yeah, so if you missed the stream, that's what we were working on, is just a lot of this stuff and kind of going over that. And it was kind of a hangout stream. It was a lot of fun. I know if you guys dropped in during that stream, it was like middle of the night, you know, but it was a whole lot of fun. It was very, very active, and you know, we just had a lot of fun just building. I mean, there was no progression or anything like that. It was great fun though, and I appreciate everybody that stopped by. It was awesome. It was really, really good. So anyways, what we're going to be working on today, and I know I talked for a little bit, just kind of the builds all coming together, and I wanted to update you guys in case you missed the stream, because we did get a lot of building done, a whole lot of building done. That was one of those, it was one of those nights where I should have went to bed, but I didn't want to because I was on a building roll, and so I was like, well, I'll just stream instead. It'd be fun. So anyways, last episode, we got the Elven Gateway core. Yay! Pat ourselves on the back. We've got that. Okay. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to make use of it. And as per usual, we are going to start out with no mana generation, just using rings of mana. I did generate a little bit of mana over here with the Endo Flame, so we do have a little bit of mana over on this side. Okay, so first and foremost, what we need to do is we need to get ourselves a couple mana pools. So rock crystal, white petal, light gray petals, diluted pools. Okay, let me go make those blocks of petals real quick. And you know, I always forget, you don't have to use shears on these. I don't know if it's just this pack or if it was just changed so that shears aren't needed. I'm not for sure. Okay, so there's the petal blocks that we needed. And then rock crystal, I should have... Oh, this one is 66% purity. Pretty sure I have more. No, that's actually all I've got at the moment. That's fine. It just means I'm going to have to go out and get some. Not a problem. Let me just warp out somewhere random. I really don't want to have to dig through all these heals. Now we'll just pop over to here. And there's some rock crystals right over here. Okay. I found some rock crystals. So, and I guess I'll go ahead and take all this redstone diamond just because I can. There we go. Alright, so let's see. We got, oh yeah, we got some low purity ones. I'll take these two. They're pretty bad. Alright, so diluted mana pools. There's two of those. And then normal mana pools. And this should, I think this will be the last time we actually have to make these anymore. So, and we'll just set these up, like we'll put one there, one there. I think that'll be good. And then next up we have to make pylons, mana pylons. So, we need these right here, the Natura pylons. We're going to need 3 Terra Steel for each one, as well as mana pylons and Eyes of Ender. So, let's go ahead and get our 2 mana pylons. Then we're going to need to get 1 more Terra Steel nugget. It's actually set up in a way so that you have to make at least 2 Terra Steel to get your portal open in this pack. Normally it's 1 piece of Terra Steel, but that's fine. We've got some mana over here, and if I need to, I do have mana rings available with plenty of mana in them. So, okay, so our Terra Steel is crafting. And we'll give it just a minute. We should have plenty of mana in there. And then I've got to go up. I've got to get a couple of those rings so that we can turn on our portal. But that'll be fine. We should have plenty of mana available, thanks to our mana rings. So, okay, so there is our Terra Steel nuggets. And let's actually go ahead and just pop up to the drawer area here. And I need this. So I've still got 3 left. That's fine. We're about to use the last of it right now, but then here pretty soon we're going to have automatic mana. So we should be okay, I think. So we'll toss in a ring. We shall toss in a ring. And get those going. Okay, I didn't use all the mana. I've got about half of a ring left. But we should have plenty of mana to turn this on now. So then what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade our pylons. So let's do that. And there we go. There's 1. There's 2. And quest complete. Natura pylons. So let's take a look here. This quest right here, we'll go ahead and take a loot chest from that. And then we should have completed the Elven Gateway quest. So we'll go ahead and take a loot chest from that. And that looks to be all at the moment. So there we go. And on our loot chests, we have 2 cave illuminators and a dragon fruit sapling. Both extremely useless. Okay, so then we're going to set up our pylon here, our pylon right here. It really doesn't matter where you place the mana pools in the pylons, as long as they're within a certain range. It's all detailed in Lexica Britannia. And then we'll just activate our Elven Gateway core. And there we go, we get the World Calling advancement. Yay. And it's going to drain a bit of this mana. So if we take a look here. I feel like it... There we go. Now it drained a little bit. I mean, it's actually not a whole lot. I was thinking it was more than that, but... and then, of course, this mana pool, or this portal in this version, only takes mana whenever you craft something. So, otherwise it can just sit there. Then we're going to take our Lexica Britannia, we're going to toss it into the portal, and we're going to get back the new Lexica Britannia. This one has all the information about Elvengard, and whenever we go back, we have a whole lot more entries. Including like generating flora. Basically anything in green here is stuff that we found out from throwing this into the Elven Gateway portal. So now we have unlocked the Orchid and the Orchid Ignum. Very, very important part there. And then we're going to set up, how do we want to do this? Just probably just a dropper. So let's get ourselves just some kind of a dropper, precise dropper, iron dropper. Actually, I think an iron dropper should work. So let's get ourselves an interface. We're just going to go ahead and just quickly automate the Elven Gateway portal. Just so we don't actually have to come over here and manually craft anything. Because it's fairly easy to automate. Interface, an iron dropper. Let's get ourselves some Fluix cable. And then I'm going to decorate the area behind that. Basically just put something, you know, some blocks back there. So it looks like it's part of the area here. And then we're going to get a collector. Let's go with just, let's go with an advanced item collector. And I think that should be good. Okay. And we're going to need a filter. We want, right here, this item filter. Let's go ahead and just craft one of these. This is from Random Things, and it goes with the advanced item collector. And then let's go ahead and let's set up some recipes here. And I'm not 100% sure. If we look at Elementium, for example, this requires 2 mana steel per Elementium. So it's standard. It's standard recipe for that. So we're going to say that if you send 2 mana steel, and basically whenever it goes through this Elven Gateway portal, it's going to create Elementium. And we just got a quest complete. Elementium ingot. Yeah, this right here. Let's go ahead and take a loot chest. And let's see what we got. 8 BLTs. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to say, right in here, we're going to say that makes Elementium. And encode. Very, very simple. And we're going to add a few more recipes to this, but first up, let's go ahead and set up our iron dropper, and this is going to set just right behind the Elven Gateway portal, right there. And it's just going to face off in this direction. And then, let's set up, let's see, that's actually where I need to plug it into. So we'll just run our glass fiber cable over. I need 2 more pieces of glass fiber. And this is all going to be totally hidden, so we won't be able to see this. I won't be able to see this cable back here, so we'll just run it up to right there. And we're going to set up our interface, setting right there. Let's go ahead and wrench the back of it. There we go. And then right on top of this, we're going to set up an advanced item collector. We are going to say that the range is, let's say 7. Okay, 6 is the highest range. That's fine. It should be able to get this, no problem. And then we're going to take our item filter. We're going to right-click it. We're going to say whitelist Elementium. And yeah, we're going to leave that alone. And then we're going to take our filter and we're going to put it right into there in our advanced item collector. We're going to add some more stuff to that in just a second. And then if we were to order, say, some Elementium. Oh, whoops. I forgot to put the recipe in there. Let me do that. There we go. And now if we were to order some Elementium, let's order 2 pieces. Okay. And we should see it get tossed out here in just a moment. Oh, I forgot one thing. Let me set this to eject continuously. Okay, whoops, it just popped into my inventory. That's fine. Let me fix that real quick. We'll set up our demagnetizer. We'll put it right here. For now. We may end up putting, I don't know, it's going to be hidden. I could put a Solignolia over there. I don't know. We'll see if we want a Solignolia in the front of that or not. As long as those are hidden, I don't mind them so much. But okay, let's order 2 more Elementium. We should see it gets tossed out, and then it gets immediately collected. If we take a look inside of here, we have 2 Elementium. And it's as simple as that. And then all we have to do is, I'm assuming that is pixie dust the same as normal? It is. Elf glass, is it the same as normal? It is. And is dragon stone, is it the same as normal? It is. Okay, so we just need to set up a couple recipes here. We're going to say that if you take a mana diamond and we toss it into there we go. We'll say that you're going to get a dragon stone in code. If you take a if you take a piece of mana glass, there's probably a couple other recipes. We'll actually look it up here in just a second. But if you take mana glass, you throw it in there, you're going to get elf glass. And then lastly, if you take a mana pearl, you toss it into there, you're going to get a pixie dust. Okay, and that's the 4 main recipes. Let's see, is there anything else that... let's see, if we take... this Elven Trade, we can make... Oh yeah, Dreamwood. I don't know why I didn't think about Dreamwood. We can do block versions of Elementium. We can do block versions of Dragonstone. There's also Elven Courts. I didn't think about that. Iron to get iron. Iron blocks to get iron blocks. Those are just weird recipes to even be in there. Okay, yeah, so we need to set up the recipe for Elven Courts and Dreamwood. Which I don't know why I didn't think about. Elven Courts I tend to always forget about. I don't know why I didn't think about Dreamwood, because I actually need that for a build. Okay, so there you go. There's Dreamwood in code. And then if you take quartz, toss it in there, you get Elven Courts. And that's pretty much everything that we're going to use that for. I mean, we may eventually teach it to make blocks of Elementium, but probably not. We'll probably just make Elementium. Unless we find ourselves just needing a lot of blocks. And even then, it's about the same. You know, it doesn't really matter. But okay, so anyways, that's fully automated, and we're good to go on that end. Now, let's see, what does the quest book have? Elven Mana Spreaders. Those are good. We're going to get those. Mana Seer Monocle, we need to make one of those, but been kind of holding off. But you know what? I guess it's time that we should make a Mana Seer Monocle because we're going to need to be able to see our flower range with our upcoming build. So there's that. And we're going to go ahead and just equip this. If I put it here, that should work. Yeah. I can look at my flowers and I can see the range on those. Oh, and it actually does a circle now instead of a square. And if you hit shift right click, or is it, is it shift right click with a wand? Yeah, shift right click with a wand. While holding the wand, you can see the range. Like you can move, move your vision and stuff like that. So, okay. And that's what the Mana Seer Monocle does. So we'll go ahead and take a loot chest from that. And we got 4 auxiliary transmission coils for dynamos. We might end up using it, we'll see. And something else that we should go ahead and make, mainly just to get the quest out of the way, though we might end up using it, I don't know, we'll see. But we should go ahead and get a mana tablet, because that's going to complete a quest. There we go, quest complete, mana tablet. And we get our loot chest. Also, Band of Mana, we've done that. That's what we're using for mana. We'll go ahead and take that. There we go. And first up, we got 12 mana dust from Thermal Foundation. That's actually pretty useful. And then we got a slime sling, which I am not using in this pack. Slime boots or slime sling, of course. Okay, so now that we've pretty much cleared out the way, the next thing that I want to do, let's take a look at the Orchid Flower. This requires gray petals, yellow petal, green petal, red petal, Rune of Pride, Rune of Grave, which we have automated, redstone root, and pixie dust. Okay, not too difficult. I'd like to go ahead and make an orchid. Probably just one for right now, and then we may expand it, we'll see. But this is going to be the way that we get all of our ore production, for now. We'll probably add some other stuff, because it doesn't cover all the things. But Greed and Pride, which we've got one of each of these runes made. So, it's actually pretty easy. And then we just need some flower colors. And let me get a seed. There we go. And we'll go ahead and just do our orchid flower. There we go. We got our orchid. Okay, and let's go ahead actually and make a hopper hog just so we get that quest done. We will probably use the hopper hog, maybe even with the setup. We'll see. But we'll go ahead and just toss that stuff in there. And there we go. There's how to make a hopper hog. And that quest is done. We'll go ahead and take our loot chest. And then also the orchid quest. Of course, we just made this. We'll go ahead and take another loot chest. And also Solignolia. We've done that one. There's that. And we're going to get the Jaded Amaranthus and the Clayconia up and going here fairly soon. Orchid Ignum we're going to do, and then probably the rest of these we'll probably do too. But anyways, there's 2 Tesla coils, 16 terrestrial artifacts, and then 64 dirt. And we completed a quest for a terrestrial artifact as well. What all are these used for? Isn't it just to make litherite? Oh, biome finder, which meh. Okay, we're going to have to use them for combination crafting. That's actually a pretty good reward, though. I mean, they're not super difficult to make. But it's going to save us some time there. And then we need them there to make infinity crystals. And, yeah, to make litherite, which we don't need that. Next episode, we're going to be working on our ore processing system, and then we're going to start setting up the orchid. So, let's go ahead and combine these two. We're going to get a floating orchid. Okay, and then we have the terrestrial artifact quest right here. We can go ahead and turn this in. So there we go. And we got a villager market. Oh, and one other thing worth mentioning, I did, whenever I was recording that a second ago, I forgot to add the stuff to the filter. I did go through and add all 6 of the items to the filter. So just make sure you do that. Otherwise, it's not going to pick the items up. But the next thing that I want to make is I would like to make a Rod of the Bifrost. So we're going to need Dragonstone, we're going to need Elementium, and we are going to need Pixie Dust. Let me just order a Pixie Dust. And there we go. And this thing is going to be key to us for some other stuff. First and foremost, if we take Mana Glass And we're going to set up just a crafting recipe. We're going to say that if you take mana glass, you take a rod of the Bifrost. Let's see. I'm not, it's got to be here. Okay, 1 second. Bifrost block. Oh, it's Elf glass. My bad. My bad. For some reason I was thinking it was mana glass. So if you take... Okay, so if you take Elf glass with Rod of the Bifrost, you're going to get a Bifrost block. There we go. And let's actually order ourselves some more patterns. Just really, really quick. This is another big reason that I've been waiting for the Elven Gateway portal. Because I hate crafting the mana pools, but we can actually fix that. So the Bifrost block, what we're going to do is we're going to take the Bifrost block, and if we combine that together, I'm actually going to teach you how to make the Shimmer Wood and the Shimmer Rock. I'll go ahead and teach it, what did I do with that Bifrost block? Didn't I, like, just throw it in there? Or did I? Oh, maybe I didn't make one. I don't think I made one. Let me grab this. And let me actually make one of these. There we go. Okay, so if you take and combine this with Living Rock, you're going to get Shimmer Rock. If you combine this with Dreamwood, actually I think it has to be Dreamwood planks, right? Yeah, to get Shimmerwood planks. So we're going to say that if you take Dreamwood, you'll get Dreamwood planks. And let me go ahead and grab some of those. And we'll say that's how you make Shimmerwood. Let's go ahead and order ourselves some Shimmer Rock. Just 1 piece is fine. And we're going to teach you a quick recipe and say that if you do that, you're going to get a fabulous mana pool. There we go. And I'm going to drop this Rod of the Bifrost in there. Not really sure how we managed to make that with that in our inventory. But anyways, now we can order fabulous mana pools. And basically it's a whole lot easier of a method than crafting out this, because we need petal blocks, we need rock crystal, we need diluted mana pools. This is just 5 Shimmer Rock. Very, very easy. And it stores as much mana as a standard mana pool. I believe it's the exact same. Okay, and then just really, really quickly, because we have like just a couple minutes before it's about wrapping up point. And I can't really start what we're going to be starting next episode because we just don't have the time for it this episode. But I want to go ahead and make a Sojourner Sash because we have a quest for this and it is a very useful bauble that I wouldn't mind having. So, Rune of Air. Let's go ahead and get that. And it's going to take a second to craft this. We're going to be speeding up the... Well, actually, if we did some impulse item ducts, I can't remember. I don't think I have... No, that's the one that needs to be sped up with the impulse item duct. Send the items over a bit quicker. So we'll probably get that up and going here soon. And then we're going to speed up the mana, the speed that it sends mana over. But anyways, there is our Sojourner Sash. And we're going to get a quest complete. There we go. And that quest is done. And then also the Benevolent Goddess Charm. Of course, we've gotten like 5 of these from quests. We will go ahead and... Let me turn this in, please. Man, this is like really buggy. We did update the server, so I don't know if this new update... Hey look, I have a Benevolent Goddess Charm in my inventory. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Hey, there we go. Did that count? Yes, it did. Awesome. It did count, in fact. Okay, I'm going to dump that back into there. First up, we got 16 lit redstone lamps. Then we got 9 litherites, an epic reward that's not very epic. And then we can also upgrade the Sojourner Sash. Right here, the Globetrotter Sash is kind of the upgraded version. This is kind of a side grade. Both are detailed, but we do need a Gaia Spirit Ingot to do that, which we're going to be getting those here soon, but for now we will just equip this in place of the climbing gloves. I'm not really wearing those anymore, so just go ahead and dump those. One which it doesn't really seem like it has a whole lot of effect. I think I am... Well, we'll throw it on. It seems like it's a little bit faster with Quantum and the Sojourner Sash. It's just, you're already moving so fast, it's hard to tell. So, now there's also the Rod of the Seas. I wouldn't mind having one of these simply because, let me actually get, let's see, let me grab a bottle. But I wouldn't mind having one of these because down here I need to spread all this water out. You know, I've got all this water that needs to be placed. And Rod of the Seas is just handy because you always have water available. You know, I tend to use one of these, have one of these on hand, because it never hurts to have one. So there's that. It does require a little bit of mana for you to use it, but that's okay. So, and there's another quest done. There's a lot of like stuff that we're not necessarily going to use within Britannia. And then of course there's a lot of stuff that we will use, but we can just right click and place a water source block. There we go. That's what Rod of the Seas does. Just kind of handy to have. Then they want us to make a Rod of the Plentiful Mantle. We might as well go ahead and make one of these as well because we can. Not something that I'm going to use. Basically, it's a prospecting wand. You can prospect for ores with it. Not terribly useful for us at this point, I don't think. Because we're like just about to automate metals. Then Wand of the Equal Trade, we'll go ahead and take a loot chest for that. And then there's Rod of the Terra Firma. That is a useful one, but we're not going to make that one right now because it does require Terra Steel, and I don't feel like wasting Terra Steel on that. Plus, it's really not all that bad. But the Terra Steel, we'll do that later once we have mana, and we don't have to worry about using our rings on that. So we got 16 nickel ore. That's cool. That's going in the trash. Another revolver. And then we got 64 big tile ice. Okay, not super useful. But we'll toss that stuff in there. Also, I will say that these, we're probably going to end up crafting these out. I may craft them between episodes. It's all in JEI. I have actually covered mana setups using all 6 of these in addition to other mana setups in the past. Intrapinium, you use TNT, it explodes, it absorbs the explosion, and you get mana, lots of mana. It's really, really good. Munchdew eats leaves. So if you have a way to feed it leaves, Industrial Foregoing is in the pack, so Munchdew is super easy to automate. Kekimaris eats cake. This pack makes it way easy, almost to the point that it's kind of broken. It should probably be fixed, but because Astral Sorcerer, you can change blocks and make cake out of them. It's a little bit OP because it doesn't really take anything, but you can do it with Starlight Transmutation with pumpkins and turn them into cakes, and it produces a fair amount of mana. It's a little bit more fun, honestly, whenever you actually have to automate cakes. But Gormialis eats food, generates mana based on how much food it eats, you know, how much saturation and stuff it's got. Really, really powerful with Pam's Harvestcraft. Narslimus does slimes. Of course, in this pack, you can use the slime cubes to make slime chunks. You know, back on Sprout, we did it like the legit way and had a big setup. Quite a bit of mana from that. And then lastly, Thermal Lilies, not a ton of mana. They take a little bit of redstone work. We did one of those in... I can't remember the last time we automated Thermal Lilies. Maybe Divine Journey. I think we did one in Divine Journey and something else, but basically just redstone, so you only drop a bucket of lava like every 5 minutes. It's not very difficult, just basically a timing system, more or less. So, and that's basically those. Like I said, I'm probably just going to craft them off camera, that way we can finish the quest, but I don't really, at least right now, I have no immediate need for these because we're going to do something a little bit more interesting for mana. So, not as elaborate of a flower, but the setup itself is going to be a lot more elaborate. So, anyways, I do believe I'm going to end out this episode here. Next episode, when we return, our goal is we're going to upgrade our mana, not our mana production, our ore processing system. Before we set up the ore system that we're going to be using, and the automatic mana systems that we're going to be doing and stuff, the big setup that's coming up, before we do that, we have to do a couple adjustments to our ore processing system. Nothing major. It may not even take the whole episode. We might go ahead and get started on the big setup because there is a lot to that. Primary objective next episode is ore processing, because we're going to be getting redstone, we're going to be getting diamonds, we're going to be getting coal, and all those different things. And I don't actually presently have a system that handles that. You know, we just have an ore processing system that's not even plugged up to be fully automatic. You know, I just dump the ores in the crate and they go and they do their thing. So we need to make a few adjustments so that it's automatic and maybe speed it up just a little bit. Set it up so that it automatically harvests things that can be fortuned. Okay, we're just going to use fortune picks. It's no biggie. But we're going to set that stuff up next episode. Then we'll be all ready to do our big setup, which will be fun. I think you guys will enjoy it. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys